The following is a Thorpe TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for a SOCS Show brought to you live from Mr. Holster's Ranch way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a big round of applause because here he comes direct from the bar, Mr. Holster! Yeah, that's me. Howdy, Parge. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Holster, and Jack. You're getting better at this, Jack. At least they can see your head, but you got to look at the camera. Seriously, Jack, once again, that's why we got this nice leather director's chair for you. You just had to have, remember? Yeah, why don't you just move over to it? There you go. Thanks, Jack. Howdy, Pards. It's me, Mr. Holster. Let's look at what we got tonight. We got Ruthie. Exiles Ruthie. This was a present from Robin Jones when she came up to shoot. She came up for 2 days and we shot. I'll put a link to her channel right here. You can go check her out. Thank you, Robin. Well, let's pop the top on this one. It's been a hot day. Yeah, well into the upper 80s. Whoo-hoo. And it's hot. It's a broiler. Let's pop the top on this one, as Machine Gun Kelly would say. And nothing on the underside of the cap, but you can take a whiff. Get the old ranch beer mug out. Oh my God, Jack. West Texas dust. We'll get this show on the road tonight. Jack's got a pressing engagement. He's got a date with triplets. You gonna work without a net, Jack? I saw one of them when she came by the other day. God, yeah, she was 6'2" if she was an inch. Seriously, Jack. I will say one thing though, she does have legs. Of course, Jack just loves a good leg. Okay, let's get this show on the road. You ready? To the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all at the same time. I tell you, my alarm clock woke me up this morning early. Yeah, my wife threw it at me from the bedroom window. Got me up off the lawn and got me going, at any rate. I have a drink or two on occasion, but I want to make it clear, like maybe if the sun goes down, but I never touch the stuff on eclipse. I had some time getting here tonight. The cops stop you for the slightest reason. Who knew it was illegal to do a U-turn in a car wash? I told Jack you can't buy happiness, and Jack said, no, but you can sure pour it. When I was a kid, we were at the beach. I got separated from my folks. I found a cop, and I asked him if we could find my parents, and he looked at me and said, gee, I don't know, kid. There's so many places they could hide. I have a good friend who is a glass blower, and the other day he was blowing a vase when he inhaled. Now, every time he walks, everyone hears him tinkle. I moved into a bad part of town when I was a kid. I walked up to a cop, and I asked him how far it was to the subway, and he said, I don't know, kid. Nobody's ever made it. When I was a kid, I used to talk in my sleep, and I think I'm doing it again because the last 3 days, I've woken up with a bar of soap in my mouth. We've got a great show tonight, and if you happen to be watching it with a lump in your bed, we'll wake them up and let them watch too. Good monologue, Jack, but I screwed this one joke up. You want me to do it again, Jack? Why not? It's their life I'm wasting. Okay. When I was a kid, I used to talk in my sleep. I think I started all over again, and my wife must have heard me because for the last 3 days, I've woken up with a bar of soap in my mouth. Is that better? You like the second? Yeah, it was right that time. Once again, some people look at this glass as half empty. Well, actually, it's more than half. Some look at it as a third full. It would be 3/4 empty. No, well, that would be a quarter. Which is it, Jack? Is that a third or a quarter? It's a quarter. Some people look at this glass as being 3/4 empty. Others would look at it as being a quarter full. Mr. Holster looks at it as a chance to open up another beer and fill it up. These are very low alcohol content, so we can have 2 of these today. Still the, and I don't know if this is right or not. Some of you brew experts might be able to tell me. The beers that are higher in hops, which this isn't, so it's not really, I like those hoppy, bitter beers. Do they have more carbs or less carbs than the ones that have more malt in it? See, I'm thinking the hops have less carbs than the malt. You might, if you're an expert on this, you might let me know that, because I'm really more concerned with the carbs I take in than I am the actual alcohol content. Well, that's part of it too, but as long as we don't exceed 2 a day, it's immaterial. So I'm told, but considering they don't seem to know really an answer to anything. So this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. Just a second. Just a second while I whip this out. Now, you don't have to worry. It's Joey Cuz's. It's not Joey Cuz's show. You don't have to worry about that statement. Well, I know, Jack. If it was Joey Cuz, you definitely wouldn't have to worry about it. Got nothing to whip out, huh? Okay, here we go. This is what we're taking a look at tonight. We'll unload that. And I got some of these nice vintage Winchester silver tips. And when you get to the point where you're going to die, you start trying to clean things up and go through stuff. And I found I had several thousand rounds of these in a box when I moved. I guess I never got to a point of unpacking them. Well, we're using them now. And I may not have a lot going for me. I may be whittling down the collection to stay alive. But boy, I got a lot of ammo. This is what we're looking at today. We're looking at the Glock 19 9mm 15-round magazine. This happens to have the Hawthorne sights, and for the life of me, I can't remember what company it is that makes them. The target sight rear with a tall tritium night sight front, which I really like this. The only downside to it is they're kind of sharp on the backside's kind of sharp, and you can see it's kind of losing its finish because I keep nailing stuff with it there. Those if you really wanted a system like this, you'd be better off with those battle hook sights. The battle hook sights, those battle hook sights on the one, they don't seem to be losing their finish or banging into anything at all the way they're designed, and they wrap down behind. Those are much better for concealed carry, I think, than this. But just my opinion, once again, because that's all it is. I got this out because I'm going to be shooting this. I haven't really spent a lot of time with these in the last few months, probably 6 months almost. So I've been carrying that 1911 all the time, and really doing more stuff with the 1911. But I'm going to start working with this and playing with it because my wife and I are doing a show over on the Patreon channel called Bumpin' Bullseyes, where we do competitive shooting with each other, competing. And she's going to be shooting her SIG 9mm. So I want to get better at my, I want to get better with my Glock 19, because quite frankly, the kind of shooting we're going to do, she's going to beat me every time, I think. Because it's not going to be based on speed but accuracy. And yeah, I'm afraid I'm kind of sorry I started this. And my wife, if you don't know her, she's incredibly competitive. Yeah. Nothing's a game with her, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to brush up on this before we do that, because I'm kind of feeling she gets to pick the first competition. I'm kind of thinking she's going to pick that gun, and I'm going to have a 9mm. She's going to pick a 9mm semi-automatic, and I'm going to have to use what I've got. And so I think I could use a little practice with this. It's been a while. So that's why I got this out tonight. And of course, everybody's familiar with a Glock 19. This one happens to be a Gen 3, which, I've had the Gen 4, and I didn't really like them. They kind of got a not as easy as slide manipulation. It seems to hang up more right here where it drops the barrel. seems to hang up more on the Gen 4s, and I just kind of stuck with the Gen 3s I had. I had one Gen 4 and tried it, the 17, and I ended up trading it for another one of these, Gen 3 19, a used one, and I was happy with that. So the new Gen 5s I have no interest in, although I like the idea that they have no finger grooves on the front, that U-shaped hole here so you can peel the magazine out. Really, I don't like that at all. I really don't. I find that to be that's something that somebody at the FBI came up with, and they did it just to get that contract, I think, because I really don't see a purpose to it. I like the SIG's way of doing it, of putting the U-shaped cuts on either side of the grip frame. Makes much more sense, because this is how I'm going to rip that thing out if it doesn't come out. I'm not going to be doing it like this, because it's just not. No, you take your magazine and you put it in like this, you're going to take it out like that. Unless you're going to train yourself to put the magazine in like this, which makes no sense, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just Mr. Holster, but the Gen 5s that have no appeal to me, but the 19X did. If I had money, I'd have a 19X. I really like the looks of that. And again, I carried that Beretta 92 Centurion for years, which is the same theory. The shorter slide with a full-size grip frame. And I really like the looks of the 19X. I'd buy one of those if I had any money, which, of course, I don't. The insurance company and the hospital have taken care of that for the rest of my life. Pretty much, right, Jack? No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to give you $400 to go to Vegas. Seriously, Jack. We've been through this before. You could have come back with like $500,000, but you lost it playing cards to an aging golfer and what? And a dead golfer, too. One of them was dead. Seriously, you can't even beat a dead person, Jack. There's a problem there. So there you go. There's 11 minutes and 52 seconds of your life you'll never get back again. But it's a SOCS Show, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Until next time, from Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe. 12 minutes and 15 seconds of your life you'll never, ever, ever get back again.